Okay, it's early in the morning. I know I'm looking like this, but whatever. I just got out the shower. I'm about to start work, but I wanted to get this message out. I got this download yesterday. Um, I have not been sleeping good. I don't know if it has to do with the sun, if it has to do with somebody's messing with my energy, or what, but I feel like I'm not being able to sleep because, as you know, when you go to sleep, it's like you're going into another world. You're in the astral realm, and you might have a lot of different duties and responsibilities in the astral realm. So, God, this seems so weird. I don't even know what the hell, but whatever. This is what's coming to me. You either accept it or you don't accept it. Those who know, know. And I hope that whoever needs to hear this message, I hope that it finds you, because I definitely know that somebody is on the same wavelength as me. But anyway, I haven't been sleeping very well. It's like every other day I might get a decent night's sleep, but I just can't. I haven't been able to fully sleep all the way through. And there's been various different things that's been disturbing my sleep, like a damn cricket, but I've found a solution to that situation. Then there was some loud banging every night, all night. I just put on some rain sounds to be able to sleep past all that shit. But then my dreams started coming back. And a lot of people were getting exposed in my dreams too. So I feel like that might have something to do with it too. But anyway, let's get on to this message. I wrote it down because I've been getting, let me get some coffee. I've been getting, yeah, my coffee's green because I put, I was about to say chloroform. It's not, it's chlorophyll drops in here. But yeah, I've been getting advised to basically write down stuff because I haven't been journaling as much. I haven't been writing nothing down as much because nothing really been going on, but except for the stuff that I know in my heart is going on. But it's like I don't need to write that down because spirit already know and I already know. So usually I write things down because connecting kinetically with my mind, my spirit, and my body, connecting like that helps me figure things out. And it also helps me release a lot of stress and anxiety and worry and fear, whatever. But anyway, the message that I was getting, if you guys go look back on a few videos, like back in January, I had started talking about CERN. Um, and Elon Musk and all the stuff that's going on with those satellites. And so now we're just getting the reports that they have started CERN back up. Um, but people are not understanding what this means or what's going on. And isn't it a very auspicious time that they started it back up with all this shit that's happening around the world with the pandemic and this war situation, all that shit. So it's like, this is very curious timing. But anyway, the message, I keep trying to get to the message, I can't get it out. Okay, so basically, if you guys ever heard of the Anunnaki, which everybody should have heard of them by now, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's heard about Zachariah Stitchin and his books that he translated from the stone tablets from Sumeria. Yes, this is all real. Those weren't just made up. Those were actually stone tablets that were found, and he translated them. He was one of the first people to translate them, and everybody called him a heretic, and that his translations weren't accurate, and he was just out his fucking mind. But more and more people have started translating them and started to realize that the story that he said was pretty close to accurate. I mean, it probably wasn't exact because how can you get it exact? But it was pretty close. But anyway, if you guys follow those storylines, and even if you've read the Terra Papers, which is also really close to those, that storyline by Robert Morningsky, I really encourage you to look at it to get a full picture of, what has happened here besides what you just see on a daily basis of how we got to this point in society and in life. Go do a little bit of research. Go look back on some of that stuff, and you probably will be surprised how much it resonates with you and how much sense it makes. But anyway, back to this message. I'm gonna get this message out, I promise. Basically, there's the bloodlines, and there's some very powerful bloodlines that have been reincarnating. And oh my God, Jupiter Rising. Look at that movie too. That tells it too. That tells, man, like you don't even understand. Like y'all don't understand. Like this shit is, you can't make it up. You think that they're just now starting to understand how to transfer consciousness, like that movie Chappie? Look into that too, because that's where some people are trying to go to. Um, but anyway, these bloodlines, they're positioning themselves to take control again. We're in the world, the planet, the universe, everything goes through cycles. There's cycles of catastrophes, there's cycles of period of harmony, there's cycles on the sun. Everything is cyclical in time. You know what I mean? Because that's how time works. That's the only way it can work. Um, But what's happening right now, if you guys have heard of the age of Aquarius, it's like these bloodlines have, I want to say, confiscated Earth, but it's like they can't do it without our permission. So they have to tell us what's happening in plain sight, and whether or not we catch on to it or not, we're giving permission because we're not trying to stop it, or we're basically conceding to it because we aren't truly fully aware that the truth is being told to us. And it just seems so far-fetched and so fictional that we can't recognize it as truth. Anyway, so there's about to be, as you guys have been hearing, there's about to be a reset. But the thing about it is like once one bloodline goes out of power, it's like, okay, your 2,000 years to rule is up. Then this other bloodline comes in and tries to see if they can take over the power of the leadership role and if the people will accept it. And that's exactly what's happening right now. And it's like we're just going to be leaving one control system and moving into another control system. And that's what's happening here. Spirit was telling me that we need to start watching out for some celebrity deaths that are going to be happening out of the blue. A lot of these entities are going to be getting new vessels. And by vessels, I mean the skin suit that we're wearing. um, and so some of these entities are in celebrity skin suits. So if you start seeing some unprovoked or mysterious deaths happening, that's these entities leaving that suit to come back as somebody else, or to walk in or incarnate in a different suit, basically, to continue the illusion. So watch out for celebrity deaths or people in high rank that are, you know, getting out of the public eye, whatever. There's been a lot of CEOs that have stepped down from their positions and whatever and whatnot. Just keep an eye on the moves that are being made in the behind the scenes, because it's really not behind the scenes. It's just that you're not looking. All right, because you're being distracted by the Johnny Depp trial and uh, Will Smith slapping Chris Rock and Elon Musk buying Twitter and all this other shit is distracting you. Black China and all her drama and shit with the Kardashians and Kanye and all that's a distraction. It's all a distraction. So yeah. But that's what they are. They're celebrities. That's what they're paid to do, really, is to entertain. So don't be surprised that they're doing it on the real life scale though. But it don't just pertain, their job doesn't just start and end with the movies. It continues through real life. That's why you started getting reality TV and all this other shit, because people, they've signed contracts to sign their lives, they're open their lives up to us, period. So that we can be entertained. Their lives no longer belong to them. Anyway, all right, there's something going on with children and stolen wombs. And what I was getting, there was some information coming out of California saying basically that they're gonna start, there's a bill that they're trying to pass to give a mother the right to kill her child after 20 days after it's born, 28 days after it's born, or something like that. It's like This has something to do with the depopulation plan. I feel like, um, and all the time while that's going in the background, they're asking for people to donate their eggs. So it's like, you guys are killing yourselves off. Good, we'll keep allowing that to whatever degree we can allow it to. War, famine, abortions, people not being able to conceive in the first place. All that is a part of an agenda of depopulation. The less people that are here and aware of what history was, the easier it is to control the new people who are coming in who don't know about that and who haven't researched it or looked into it. The dumber the better, basically. The more ignorant the better. All right. All right, and then I also have too that CERN's gonna be, I don't know, they're like trying to bring something through, but they're also testing, um, like the sun is emitting its frequency at this cycle that we're in the universe, and it's affecting us in ways that we haven't even been told about yet, ways that they don't even know about yet. But I feel like it's in a good way too. Like some people are waking up more. There's been, in the last couple years, there's been a lot of people that have woken up and, are starting to see things clearly and differently. But I feel like CERN it's like combating that. It's like the opposite of that. It's kind of like putting people back to sleep, but at the same time, they have different programs that they're using CERN for too. I feel like one is they're trying to bring something powerful through, some type of entity through. Two, they're trying to put people back to sleep with these low electromagnetic pulses or frequencies, ELMFs or something like that. EMLFs, I don't know, low frequency, whatever. And then three, they're also testing us, testing the effects that the sun's having on the physical body to see who's going to be strong enough to bring in this new regime. Let's just call them that. The new bloodline. So if you guys have heard about all the ruling families, ruling elites, they're coming from a long, 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 long bloodline. And if you look at those tarot papers, they will tell you who these bloodlines are coming from all the way from Inky and Elil down to who they're coming from. Also, Zachariah Stitchin breaks it down too, of where these entities are coming from. And those two stories right there are pretty parallel to each other. I read both of them, so I know. Also, Billy Carson talks a lot about that. There's a lot of information coming out on Gaia to check into. And then they got that Johnny Enoch guy. I've not heard him talk before, but he talks about the Sumerians too. Also, they're saying start paying attention to the moon and what they're trying to do with the moon. I know there's been a couple stories that have come out about them wanting to nuke the moon, them wanting to drill through the moon. It's like there's a whole new interest in the goddamn moon. I'm like, what are y'all doing? What's happening on the moon? Like, I don't understand. What is this new, like, we supposedly went to the moon long ago, and then we left it alone. Ain't tried to go back, ain't tried, far as we know, the public. Nothing else has came out about it, and then all of a sudden there's a renewed interest in space, there's a renewed interest in the moon, there's a huge renewed interest in going to Mars. It's like all this shit is happening. It's like, okay, light bulb moment, what's really going on? Okay, and Spirit saying, chosen ones, it's time to open your eyes. Use your discernment. Make sure you research ancient civilizations and how they rose and fell. the fall of Rome. Look at all these great civilizations. We're starting to turn into a turning point, just like those civilizations did. So they're saying, if you don't believe none of this stuff that's happening right now, go read history. History repeats itself unless somebody changes it. And it's basically, I was getting to, like, people feel like chosen ones are these special people, but it's like, if you guys heard that saying, many are called, few are chosen, it's not because they're getting handpicked, it's because they're picking. So it's like, once you hear that call, you could choose to accept it or you could choose not to accept it. You know what I mean? You could just be like, I'm not doing it. That's on you. You know what I mean? But there are going to be people that accept it, and then they're going to begin their mission. But I feel like everybody was created to bring peace, balance, and harmony to chaos here on the planet. That's our goal, or perceived chaos, basically. So yeah, that's what I was saying. Chosen ones aren't chosen; they choose. So there's many that are called, but only a few of them choose to complete the mission. Um, Then I did a reading about the shining ones. This is something that I've been looking into for a long time. A lot of in history, they were calling the Anunnaki the shining ones. And I'm like, why are they shining? Why are they calling them the shining ones? And if we're looking at this through a realistic lens and perspective, and this is something that's been written down as historical fact, I'm trying to figure out, like, what mechanism could be making these people shine, you know. And I've looked at the Merkaba, I've looked at enlightenment, and I'm just like, okay. And then you look at the pictures and paintings of Jesus and the other saints, and they have those halos around their head, and I'm like, maybe that's real. Maybe they really did look like they were shining. Maybe there was a different glow about them. So I started looking more into what that could mean, and I'm basically, what I'm seeing with the shining ones versus the chosen ones, it's like the chosen ones could be people who have great influence in the arts, like music, painting, writing, like they're very much so creative on the 3D realm. Like they have skills on the 3D realm. Like they can use their mind and their connection with their body to create artistry type stuff. Um, these are our gymnasts, our athletes, our painters, our writers, poets, all those type of people. Those people are the ones that can create change and effect on the 3D, be through their artistry, basically. And then we have the shining ones. These are the people that have spiritual gifts. These are the people that can transfer between realms, that can pick up information on both sides. So, and I mean, sometimes I feel like they're interchangeable, but I feel like the shining ones have like they have something that has made them stand out a little bit more, because like I said before, the chosen ones, they can really pick whether or not they want to answer the calling. I feel like the shining ones, is like it's already in them. Like I don't feel like I mean, everybody has free will, but I just feel like the shining ones, like it's inherited in them. Like they can't help but to show their gifts and everything, because people see it in them already because of how they look. Um or because they're just, it's apparent in their appearance that there's something different about this person, this being. Okay, and so basically, Spirit is also telling me to let everybody know that this is not about a hierarchy. This is about nobody being better than anyone, or anything like that. Everybody has their mission, and everybody, you know, has free will. So that's just what it is. Yeah, because there's going to be, oh my God. So, what's happening with the upcoming world changes too with CERN is that they're checking to see who's going to be able to sustain these things. A lot of people are dying from heart attacks. A lot of people are dying from sun exposure. A lot of people are just dying randomly. Young people are dying. People that never had a history of health conditions. You guys need to start looking into that. And somehow this all relates back to the V and all that stuff that was going on with the pandemic. That's how I feel. Um, I feel like that was a test too. Like, I don't know. It's a lot going on. I feel like also too CERN is like they're really trying to speed things up, and I did a reading about this just on my own. I didn't record it or anything, but it's like they're working fast to bring somebody or something through. And if you guys watch Lord of the Rings, that's what I was getting. And I did do a reading about like this entity being able to like holographically project here and communicate with the upper echelons of people, but not physically be able to materialize yet. Um, because they're trying to find a vessel that's strong enough to house it, basically. That's what I feel like. But yeah, I just with all this that's going on, I feel like there is a war taking place, but it's not for what we think it is. I feel like there could be these bloodlines that are like, okay, well, it's my turn to rule. You know, how are we going to roll this out? There could be some forces that's fighting against it, like, no, we are here already. We're not giving up our position. That's what I feel like is happening. And so everybody else is basically choosing sides. It's like the fight for Middle Earth, I guess. But this is, man, this is the part that's hard too. Um, Spirit is saying there is going to be a period of suffering for a lot of people, and the crazy part about it is there already has been periods of suffering for a lot of different people in different places of the world. We've just been immune to most of it because we over here in the USA, and if you're not in the USA, in the European countries and all that stuff over there, you probably haven't been seeing as much suffering as other third world countries have been seeing. But now I'm seeing that that suffering is going to be on a more mass level. There is something that's happening with they're testing different frequencies for different things. I'm also getting here too, like the chosen ones, especially the twin flames, people that are coming into union. Um, your connection, your love, your Merkabas aligning, and you know, answering the call is going to create some type of shield so that you're not going to die by the sun when things start happening with that. People are going to be mutating though. And I feel like this is going to be in good ways and in bad ways. People could be mutating and getting and opening up their gifts, opening up their third eye, activating different parts of their DNA strands. But then, though, there's going to be some people who can't handle the effects, or their effects are going to go into the opposite direction, like actual literal mutants. And I don't mean in a good way. I mean like some shit looking like it's an alien with 10 legs coming out and all that. Yeah. So watch for increased activity with that. Spirit is saying the righteous are protected, and that doesn't mean just because you're religious that you're protected. Righteous is talking about that you do the right thing, you stand up for good, you do what's right, you're not a selfish person, you try to help people. That's the righteous. You tell the truth, you stand up for the truth. Those people are going to be protected because those are the same people that are vibrating at a higher frequency, basically. I'm also getting here too that CERN is trying to counteract the effects of some of the stuff that's going on with the sun. I'm getting like there's some shit that's going on with the sun that they don't want us to know, and also that they don't want to affect us in the positive way. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video here. I really appreciate you guys for listening, and I hope that I can help somebody out there make a better, clear picture for what's going on here, especially if you're just now having a spiritual awakening. I'm hoping that this can shed some light for you.